Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this on Friday, I'm not actually sitting here in this chair. I'm actually on my way to New Jersey for my very first attendance of Legions Con. Can't wait to get there. Probably already having a really good time. But if you are at home and you're checking this out, I couldn't leave you alone without some Four Horsemen goodness today and Monday, since I will be traveling then too. So today on the channel, we're going to be taking a look at the Cosmic Legion's Olek Thygar Hvalkatar version. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. All right, taking a closer look at the front of the package, you do have his faction symbol way up here. You can see the figure itself and just about everything he comes with. He does have a big weapon right there. We have something poking around down there. It says Cosmic Legion's Olek Thygar Hvalkatar version. We do have some weaponry and some other hands and other things going on here, an extra head. We have a write-up for the book 1 for Hvalkatar right here. So if you want to pause that, you can pause it and give it a read right there. No problem. Over here on the side, we do have a write-up. It says Olek Thygar. It has his little write-up right there. If you want to pause and give it a read, you certainly can. And then, of course, we have the cross-sell on the back. The only one that we've taken a look at so far in this wave is Zirian Spire. It was a long time ago. I wish I'd have gotten back to these other few characters that I had. But as it is Legions Con weekend, I did think I would go ahead and leave you guys with these two reviews to sort of get me excited for Legions Con, but also have some content up for Friday and Monday while I'm traveling. And what better weekend to do it than this weekend, because I'll probably be coming home with a couple from the Cosmic Legion's 1.5 wave. So anyway, without further ado, let's get this guy opened up and take a closer look at everything he comes with. All right, starting off with the accessories, Olek Thygar does come with these little plastic adapters so you can hold his weapons on different parts of his body or his armor. You get two short ones, two long ones. You guys have been collecting Cosmics for a while now. You know what those are all about. As far as his weaponry goes, we'll go ahead and start with that. He does come with two of these smaller blasters that you can either put on his arms or his other guns to either, kind of kit them out or put them on his body. He does come with these two pistols, which are really nice. So like I was talking about, you could take one of these and just kind of like plug it in and have it be another part of this blaster. Really kind of customize the weaponry the way you would like. He does come with an assault rifle, which is really nice. I dig this. I think this looks really cool. It's got lots of detail. No paint apps, but with the amount of accessories this guy comes with, I can understand why there's no additional paint on these weapons. And of course, you can take that and sort of plug it in the side there, and that looks really cool. The next thing up is he does have this very large what looks to be like some sort of jackhammer of sorts, and these are going to also be customizable. I don't know if this bottom part comes off. Doesn't seem to be, because this is going to be the same kind of gun that we're going to get with Vorga, and the tips come off, and like either gun or missile launchers or different types of barrels and blasters or flamethrowers could be put on the end of this thing. His happens to come with this jackhammer blade. This part also is removable because with Vorga, this has an ammo belt, but with Olek, this just has like some sort of, I don't know, either battery or exhaust or something here. And you can see it's got a nice handle on the top for being held, two-handed. I love the detail here. It just looks great. The paint apps, the weathering. This is just a fantastic weapon, and I can't wait to see what the Horsemen do with this weapon moving forward in the future. He also comes with this little communications hologram that it's got some writing on it, which is really nice. It plugs into his wrist armor, which is great. Talking about wrists, he does come with 4 sets of hands. He has 2 gripping hands with horizontal hinges, which is really nice. He has 2 gripping hands with vertical hinges. It's always a good inclusion. I dig it. He has a pair of gesturing hands with horizontal hinges, and these are all, with the same type of gloves on. And then you've got some trigger finger hands with vertical hinges, which is nice. And you can see lots of really cool sculpted detail here on these gloves, the detail on the back of the hands, the rubberized or metallic um, features on the gloves, on the fingers, looks really nice. For the rest of his accessories, he does come with this very large space helmet, which is kitted out in the same type of colors that his armor is. This dome part is removable, and you can see some of the nice detail on the inside. Probably his Bose sound system right there for listening to his tunes while he's doing whatever it is he does in space. And this just kind of has a couple little pegs, and it's not really the easiest to get seated, but once it gets seated in there properly and it kind of clicks into place, which I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this behind a camera, it gets in there pretty well, and it doesn't want to come out if I can just get it seated properly, which is really cool. It's not gonna, it's not gonna come out. It's really nice. He does come with an additional neck adapter, neck peg here, and that is to go with this additional head that he comes with, which is his more sleeker, more tightly fitted, helmeted version of this head. And this top part is removable, and you can see his head inside of there with all the detail and the sculpting and the paintwork. Looks really nice, and it even has his like gold whatever forehead jewel or amulet there, and it looks really nice. I dig this head sculpt, and he may be going on my shelf with this head because this looks really really neat. All right, taking a closer look at Olek himself. Man, this guy is absolutely incredible. The detail here is insane. I just absolutely love all the scales, all the paintwork, the dry brushing, the airbrushing. The sculpture here is incredible. Um, and I kind of wish that this had been the first Mythic Legions figure that I opened. I was so excited about Ziri Spire that I had to get her open first. And that's the first one we took a look at before. And man, this thing just looks incredible. That detail is great. Look how far he can look up, and he can look down that far. That looks really, really cool. And this armor is just, I love this color combination, the metallic paint on the blue and the more flat orange. I just absolutely love this color combo. It looks fantastic. Look at the jets, of course, on his back, just down the spine. Looks so awesome. All of the different amounts of detail here. You've got these sort of padded leather or harder um, material with the fabric material. Just looks great. I don't have any hands on him right now because I did take them off to do the hands just a second ago. But let's give him. Why don't we give him his gesturing hands while we take a look at him? And let's get this popped in. There we have it. And just continuing to check out the detail on his belt, all kinds of like little communications devices or tracking devices, or maybe their weapons. I just absolutely love all this detail around here. You've got these two plugs right here on the back, and that's what we were talking about with these little plug-ins. So let's go ahead, and this belt is very soft and rubbery, so these slide in very well. And then what you could do is you could, sort of take his blasters and like plug them in on his back like that, which is really cool. And then what we were talking about earlier with the smaller blasters, you can either plug those in uh, on his arm like that so he could fire, or you can plug in his little communications hologram. So he's receiving some information, some communications from somebody, checking his emails, checking out Instagram, killing some time. But man, that looks killer. Looks really, really good. Um, I love this like very sci-fi tabard that's hanging down in the front. You've got these side pieces here. Let's take these off. Um, you have these nice leg pieces here that I do believe are from Mythic Legions. I think these are like Debon. If I'm not mistaken, I think these are Debon's legs, upper thighs, and then you've got these nice boots, what look to be like maybe thrusters back here, which looks really cool. Again, some more of that metallic and flat orange, metallic blue, down to the split toes, which looks really cool. Now this is his fully kitted out armored look. They do have another version of Olek in the first wave of Mythics, and that is his grave ring. Where he fights in the arena, so he has his shirt off. He has his blue ungloved hands, and I believe he has blue booted feet. But yeah, this just looks insane. This looks so cool. Going over articulation, he can look up that far. He can look down that far. He does have rotation and tilt in the head. His arms can go out and almost hit that T-pose. They go out about that far, which is not bad. They can go all the way around if you want them to. You do have a hinge and almost 90-degree bend at the elbow. You do have a swivel, and then whether or not you have on hands that have vertical or horizontal hinges. He does have that single rotation at the waist, but he can bend forward. Oh, he popped off all the way. He can bend forward about that far, and he can. Let's see if I can do this without popping him apart. And it's going to be very hard because he wants to pop apart, but he can bend back about that far. As far as the legs go, Mythics and Cosmics, I'm sure, is no different. They all have, oh, his little tabard fell off. They have great leg articulation, so he can go out about that far. He can go forward. That belt kind of gets in the way only about that far, and he can go back about that far. He does have a um, hinge at the knee, and you get about 90 degrees. There's no problem there. He does have that upper thigh swivel. He does have a rotation at the knee, and he has a rotation at the foot, and a hinge and a pivot for that articulation. So let's pop this guy apart and look at this belt. The belt's in two separate pieces, so that's really cool because I really needed to get this tabard back on. So we'll get that in, and yeah, there we go. That's nice and secure. Let's put the belt back on, and then let's put this back on. So let's take a look at the different ways we can kit out Olek's head here, because this piece here is a separate piece. The neck is separate as well, pops off like that. And this piece here is separate. Sorry, I had to do that off camera, but there you have it. That's how this piece looks. You can see that it plugs in right here, and it does reveal some pauldron ports if you want to do that, or wings, or you could put in an adapter and put wings on this guy if you want. But that is how the back part of this comes off. And if you wanted to pop on a 1.0 style net peg here and then put a different head on this guy, you certainly could. That would definitely work, no problem. I don't think you could just pop this on as is. It's going to look a little weird. So let's go ahead and get this piece back on because it fits on there super, super securely. So let's do that. And then let's take a look at his other. I am Butterfingers today. Let's take a look at this neck peg and get that in perfectly seated right there. And then let's pop on this head because this just looks killer. I think this really just completely changes the overall look at this guy. It just looks great just seeing how he gets that whole head in there. And I like that, how he's got these curved horns on the back of his head. I like that the helmet mimics that right here. It looks like the horns would fit inside this little these two curved pieces right here. And that just looks incredible. It looks so good. I really dig this look. with this particular helmet on. So, oh, one thing we didn't do before I changed these helmets out, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave that on, is I want to go ahead and show you how this works. So there are a couple of little hooks right here on the bottom part of the helmet, and it just kind of sits on, probably have to take the head off to do this. It just sits right here on the back, and then it just clips in underneath the armor in the front. And then once you get it clipped in, that is not coming off. That is very, very secure. So let's go ahead and put this head back on and see if we will be able to put this dome on without it taking 48 minutes. There we have it. We got it popped on, and he looks great. This is also a really fantastic look. I love that out of the box, you've got, basically three distinct looks, or four, with the helmet, with the dome, with the helmet without the dome, without the helmet and dome, and with this other helmet head, which I think is just absolutely fantastic. So let's go ahead and take this off and take the armor off, because I want to try to get him standing up and compared to some other Mythic Legions figures and Cosmic Legions figures, and see how he stacks up height wise. All right, so for a little size comparison, here he is next to the only other Mythic Cosmic Legions that I have that I've opened right now. On Monday, we're going to be taking a look at Vorga, so we'll bring all these back out. But here he is next to Zirian Spire, and he stands, much taller than she does. You want to bring in a couple of Mythic Legions to see how he stacks up. Here he is next to a standard size figure. We got Bill Bowden's Broken Shield here, and then we have a little bog goblin to show you how he stacks up against like a shorter character. But yeah, this guy just looks great. He comes with tons of accessories. I'm really excited about this Cosmics line. Like I said, I'm at Legions Con this weekend, so if you're watching this between the 11th and the 12th of November, then that's where I am. And I'm probably going to come home with a couple more of these guys, not this guy in particular, but some of the figures from the Cosmics release 1.5 wave. So let's get this guy kitted out with his guns, his different heads, all of his accessories, get him into some lighting, get him into some backdrops, and see how he stacks up. I got to tell you, I'm really excited about the Four Horsemen, like going into science fiction. I love both sword and sorcery and science fiction. And when you mash those two together, you get something like the He-Man universe. So I can't wait to see what kind of mashups we can do with science fiction and like sword and sandal sorcery kind of stuff. I think that would look really, really cool, really neat. And I just love that, we're finally getting into science fiction. I think these went up for pre-order back in September of 2021. We're just now getting them. And, unfortunately, I'm just now getting around to reviewing them here in November of 2023. But it's been a long road, and we're finally here. And now they're out, and they're coming out quicker and faster. And I just really dig this new science fiction take on the Mythic Legions style figures. And Olek Thygar is a standout in Wave 1. I see why he made the inaugural wave. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for staying through to the end. I know this was a pretty particularly long video, but I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark. And remember, I will see you in the toy aisles.